Otherwise, glare will come and focusing one curse for
Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jaya Mudhiraye
Tato Jayam Dhiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki
Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Nanda Gopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Namo Pankaja Nabhaya
Namo Pankaja Nabhaya
Namo Pankaja Maline
Namo Pankaja Maline
नमो पंकजनेत्राय
नमो पंकजनेत्राय
नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे
नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे योऽन्ता प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् संजीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम् Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for tolerating me for third consecutive day. Thank you for coming. Today we are going to discuss from a different topic. Last 2 days we discussed analytically about Srila Prabhupada's statements. Today we will discuss Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And actually not Mahaprabhu's pastimes directly, but from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is a very interesting scripture. Chaitanya Charitamrita is glorification and biography of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one of the most amazing consistent themes in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes is, like in Krishna's pastimes, you will see consistently Krishna is killing some demons. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, you will consistently see that Lord Chaitanya and his followers, they are constantly glorifying and appreciating others as more important than themselves. This is called in English self-effacing quality. Efface means erase out. Self-efface means you keep yourself away and make others and Krishna at the center. Bhakti is experienced, Krishna is experienced when we take ourselves out of the center. Unfortunately, many of us, we are not happy because we are only thinking of ourselves. If we keep, I know for many of us this is shocking and very difficult to practice. But somehow if we can begin thinking of others as more important than ourselves, slowly, somewhere we begin, then you will see that you are more happy. This is counterintuitive because generally we think if I have to be happy, I have to think about myself. No. To be happy, we need to get out of our own way. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would practice this always. and the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Who is the author? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So now look at, so I was researching the Adi Leela. There are 3 parts to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Adi Leela, Madhya Leela and Antya Leela. And each of these 3 parts, you will see Kaviraj Goswami consistently focuses on how he is not important. The person is glorifying is more important. Not only that, not only is glorifying the Lord, he is saying my glorification of the Lord is also not as important as others glorifying the Lord. This is extraordinary humility. So I have taken from the Adi Leela, Madhya Leela and Antya Leela some verses which I was like, when I read it, I was astonished that somebody can be in this consciousness. So, I give it the theme, social media and Gaur Leela. Why? Because the mood displayed by Kaviraj Goswami is exactly opposite of what we do through social media. What we do when we post on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, when we post videos and when we publish our own videos. Generally the mood is what? I should get more likes, more followers. Right? That's the mood. Social media, that's what we do. I went here, look at me, all that. It's all about me. But you will see, Gaur Leela, the mood is completely different. So let us explore a little bit. And let's see the mood that comes out so beautifully. Okay? Some of the verses I will ask you to repeat after me. You will have to repeat. Not all the verses. So Adi Leela. Adi Leela is in the beginning. Now, generally when we begin a book, now he has written a book. Now for now, very, very important. Please don't forget this. Kaviraj Goswami has written Chaitanya Charitamrita when he was how many years old? 95. 95 years he starts writing. He is blind, he's going blind, he's got arthritis, he's very sick. And he starts writing, and Chaitanya Charitamrita has thousands and thousands of verses, extreme high class poetry, rhyming poetry. As you hear the verses, you will realize it's very rhyming. Not only that, every chapter begins with original Sanskrit verses which are extremely poetic. I'll give an example of his poetry. Kumanasu manastvami yati asya padabjayo sumano arpana matrena tam chaitanya prabhum bhaje. He's saying, okay, let me worship Lord Chaitanya. Why? Because if you have Kuman means bad mind. Kumanasu manastvami. Your Kumana will become Sumana. Means your bad mind will become beautiful mind. How? Kumanastu manastvami yati asya padabjayo. If you take a lotus flower and Sumano arpana matrena. If you offer Suman also means flower. If you offer Suman to the most beautiful Lord, then your Kuman will become Suman. This is like high class poetry in Sanskrit. Tam Chaitanya. And then like that, every chapter begins with the Sanskrit verse which summarizes the essence of that chapter in one verse. There is another chapter. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Nashta Kushtam Rupa Pushtam Bhakti Tushtam Chakarayat. So he is glorifying how Mahaprabhu delivered Vasudev the leper. He was Rupa Tushtam, his body was deformed, but he got beautiful body and he got nourishing bhakti. But all the words used are so poetic and rhyming. You have to understand he's 95. His creative juices are flowing abundantly. And not only that, everything is authentic. He quotes scriptures left, right and center. Padma Puran, this verse, Bhagavatam 7. He didn't have Google Baba that time to help him. He didn't have Chat GPT. Nowadays you just tell Alexa, do this. She does everything. That time he had no help. He's just inspired by the Lord. So that high class intelligent person, so brilliant. But look at his mood. See, we are humble because we don't have anything. So when we are humble, it's not humility, it is actually being honest. When we say, Prabhu, I'm very ordinary, that's not humility, that is honesty. I'm actually ordinary. But for somebody like him who is so well qualified, for him to present himself as ordinary is extraordinary. So I'll just chant a few verses and you get a glimpse of his mood. Okay? Listen to this. Now he's writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right in the beginning he's saying, my dear readers, if you have written a book, I've written 6 books. And to be very honest, I'm happy if somebody reads my book. Obviously, I've written the book to serve people. But he's saying what in his book? My dear readers, read, not my book, but the book on Lord Chaitanya written before me. O re mooda loka shuna Chaitanya Mangal. O foolish people of this world, go and read Chaitanya Mangal. Chaitanya Bhagavat, what we call as Chaitanya Bhagavat, written by Vrindavan Das Thakur. During Dovdev, it was called Chaitanya Mangal. So he's telling his readers, O re mooda loka. Mooda means foolish people of this world. Shuno Chaitanya Mangal, go and read that book. You have written a book on Lord Chaitanya. And you are telling your readers, go and read that book. When I read this verse, I was flabbergasted. I was shocked. How can an author write that? Why? Why is he saying that? O re mooda loka shuna Chaitanya Mangal. Yahara Shravana Nashe Sarva Amangal. Did you notice rhyming? He's saying if you hear that book, all amangal, all inauspiciousness will go away from your life. Read that book. Why? Why is he saying right in the beginning of his book, go and read that book? Because that book is written by who? Who is the author of that Chaitanya Mangal or Chaitanya Bhagavat? Vrindavan Das Thakur. And who have written Chaitanya Charitamrita? So we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita written by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. This author is glorifying the author of the other book. He is saying, have you read Bhagavatam, all of you? Who have written Bhagavatam? Vyasdev. So he says, Krishna Leela Bhagavata Kahe Vedavyas Chaitanya Leela Vyas Vrindavan Das. Look at his humility. He is saying, Krishna Leela is in Bhagavat, the author is Vedavyas, Chaitanya Leela is Vyasdev is Vrindavan Das. He is giving such a big position to another author of the same subject matter. See, I am like when I'm writing a book, in acknowledgement section, I may appreciate others before me. Every acknowledgement section, we glorify others. But I will not demean myself. I will glorify others. So Kaviraj Goswami is glorifying Vrindavan Das Thakur. Oh, he is such a great author. Read that book. Then you may think, okay, you are telling us to read that book. That author is great. But what about you, sir? You have written this book and we are reading your book. Can you tell us something about yourself? So he says about himself, who am I? Jagai madai hoite mui se papishtha. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai were the biggest dacoits at Navadvip during that time. And he is saying, I am more sinful than those two people. I am a very bad person. Jagai Madai hoite mui se papishtha. Puri shera kita hoite mui se laghishtha. I am worse than a worm that you find in the stool. When you pass stool in the morning, and if your stomach is not proper, there may be worm in your stool. And he says, I'm worse than that stool. That's like, we can't understand also what is this humility. We may think, you may be depressed because, somebody says like that in today's world, I'm so fallen, I'm not good. We'll think he's depressed. But Kaviraj Goswami is not depressed, because the next verse reveals that although he says he is fallen, he is actually very peaceful. He says, I am fallen, I am papi, I am sinful, but I am very lucky. Why I am lucky? Mopa pishtha anilena Shri Vrindavan. I am most sinful, but I have got Vrindavan Dham. I am staying here in Vrindavan as I am writing Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we say, okay, I also go to Vrindavan. How many of you have been to Vrindavan? Oh, so many of you. We go to so many temples in Vrindavan. And every Vrindavan yatra is incomplete without journey to the sacred premises of Loi Bazaar, where we go and do shopping. So he says, I am very lucky I got Vrindavan, not because, there is so many deities and temples and festivals. That is there. But Vrindavan is very special because I got something in Mopapishta nilena Shri Vrindavan Moe na adhame dilo Shri Rupa Charan. I got shelter of Rupa Goswami in Vrindavan. And that is why Vrindavan is very special for me. When we go to Vrindavan, we should have this mood that I am going to Vrindavan because the 6 Goswamis have stayed there. They have served Radha and Krishna there. So when I go to Vrindavan, I should be in this mood. So Kaviraj Goswami feels that he is very unqualified, but I am still very happy. Like I have a very close friend, Ananda Vrindavan Prabhu, is a Gujarati by birth. Very, very devotional, chants every day 32 rounds. And every second, third day, chants 64 rounds. He loves Krishna. And whenever I ask him, how are you? He says, I'm miserable in material world, but I'm blissful. Where is that coming from? Kaviraj Goswami. He is also saying, I'm fallen, I'm useless, but I'm very happy. Because, why? Why is blissful? He's got Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan he got shelter of Rupa Goswami. And then he reveals something most astonishing. Okay, you got shelter of Rupa Goswami, that is great, because Rupa Goswami stayed in Vrindavan. That's why you got shelter of Rupa Goswami. But the next verse, what he says, is something shocking, because he says in Vrindavan, I got shelter of somebody. Who he got shelter of? Ya hoite painu raghu nat mahashay yaha hoite painu Shri Swarupa Ashray. He says in Vrindavan, I got shelter of Raghunath Das Goswami. All of you know. Raghunath Das Goswami stayed where? Radha Kund. So what would Raghunath Das Goswami do in Radha Kund? He would give everyday class in the morning and evening. He would give a class on Lord Chaitanya. And Kaviraj Goswami was an elderly Vaishnava. He would, like all of you are sitting in the class, he would be sitting in the class making notes. And he would hear from Raghunath Das Goswami. So it is natural that he is saying that in Vrindavan I got shelter of Rupa Goswami. I got shelter of Raghunath Das Goswami because I heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. But in the next line he is saying something very shocking. He says in Vrindavan I got shelter of Yaha hoite painu Raghunath Mahashay Yaha hoite painu Shri Swarupa Ashray. He says I got shelter of Sarup Damodar Goswami. Sarup Damodar Goswami never went to Vrindavan. So how can he get shelter of Sarup Damodar Goswami in Vrindavan when Sarup Damodar Goswami did not go to Vrindavan? Through Raghunath Das Goswami. He says because Raghunath Das Goswami was speaking about Lord Chaitanya. How did Raghunath Das Goswami speak about Lord Chaitanya? Because he heard from Govinda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's secretary, Sarup Damodar Goswami. And from hearing from Sarup Damodar Goswami, he comes to Radha Kund and he speaks on Lord Chaitanya. So by hearing from Raghunath Das Goswami, I am getting shelter of Sarup Damodar Goswami. This is the power of meditation, association. See, association is not simply coming like this. Association means depending on the blessings of other devotees. If I depend on your blessings, then even if I am 10,000 miles away, I am associating with you. So this is the mood he is teaching. So this is how he begins Chaitanya Charitamrita, saying that, oh readers, go and read that book. That is a great book written by Vedavyas. And as far as I am concerned, I am worm in the stool. I am fallen, but I am very happy. Because I got shelter of Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami. He is blissful. See, that is when you are happy in union with Krishna, you have no problem glorifying others. See, the test whether you are advancing in bhakti or not is simple. How happy are you celebrating other success? We can only celebrate our success. Maximum, we will tolerate other success. To celebrate other success is something very special. To feel happy for others, it requires a lot of character. Now this was in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila. You may say, fine, this is protocol, etiquette. When you begin a book, you generally glorify the other authors. Oh, they are very good, they are very good. That is humility that is expected. But for Kaviraj Goswami, humility is not some ritual, something that you have to do it in the beginning. No. Consistently throughout the book, he wants to remind himself and his readers, hey, wait, don't get carried away by this book what I am writing. Please understand. No, repeatedly comes back. See, generally, in my book, no, like I glorify some previous author. That is etiquette. I may glorify in the beginning or in acknowledgements, and that is over. Then the rest of the book is my contribution. But for him, glorification is not some formality. That is what he is made of. So anytime he gets a chance, he glorifies Vrindavan Das Thakur. Like, this is Adi Leela I spoke. Now, after 14 chapters, he goes to Madhya Leela. Now, Madhya Leela is starting. Mahaprabhu is coming to Jagannath Puri. So that is also interesting. Niladri Gaman Jagannath Darshan Sarabhama Bhattacharya Prabhura Milan. Mahaprabhu is gone to Nilachal. He is taking darshan of Jagannath, and Sarabhama Bhattacharya is meeting him. And all this is going to happen now. All of you readers, very exciting stories are going to come. But let me remind you something. E sab Leelara Prabhur Dasa Vrindavan Vistari Koriyachena Uttama Varnan. Oh, my dear readers, please know that all these Leela that I am describing, E sab Leelara Prabhur Dasa Vrindavan. Vrindavan Das has glorified already. Not only he has glorified, Vistari Koriyachen Uttama Varnan. He has glorified in detail and in top class quality. So that is his mood. So he not only glorifies Vrindavan Das Thakur in the beginning as a etiquette, but later on also he is telling his readers, see, now also I am reminding you, go and read that book. I mean, one has to be really, really high class devotee to say this. Means non-enviousness has to be at the next level. And then he says, okay, why? See, he is revealing something extraordinary about Lord Chaitanya. Sahaja Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Vihar, pastimes have three qualities. Sahaj, it is very easy to understand. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very easy to understand. Sahaja, and at the same time, Vichitra, it's astonishing. And Madhura, it is also very sweet. In another place, Kaviraj Goswami says, Madhur Chaitanya Leela Samudra Gambhir Loke na bhuje yai bhuje bhakta dhir. He says Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very sweet and very deep. Madhur and also Gambhir. Ordinary people cannot understand. Only those who are very sober, grave, they can understand. And here he is saying Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very nectar. They are sahaj, astonishing and sweet. But they become more sweet. Why? Sahaja Vichitra Madhur Chaitanya Vihar Vrindavana Dasa Mukhe Amrite Radhar. When Vrindavan Das Thakur speaks the same pastimes, it becomes pure nectar. Therefore, I tell all of you, read his book. And as far as I am writing this book, I am scared. Why? Because how can I speak what he has spoken? Do I have the audacity to do that? Ataeva tavarnile hoye punarukti. See, if I start speaking, it will be like same repetition of what he is saying. But repetition is not a problem. There is some other problem if I speak that. What is that problem? Ataeva tavarnile hoye punarukti. Damba kari varni adi taiche nahi shakti. This will only reveal my arrogance. That look at me, he has glorified, I will glorify better than the way he has glorified. This is amazing. He is saying, I don't want to have this arrogance. Therefore, I am requesting him. Now he is praying to Vrindavan Das Thakur. This is a very nice verse. Can you repeat after me? You have to pay attention. It's a long verse. Atta eva tandrapai kori namaskar. Tandrapai kori namaskar. Tandrapaye aparadha nahauka amar. Paye aparadha nahauka amar. He says, therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur because I don't want to commit offense to him. He is the best. He is the best glorifier of Lord Chaitanya. And all of you should read his book. So therefore, not only in the Adi Lila, even Madhya Lila. See, many of us, we are humble in the beginning when we come to Hare Krishna. And after some time, एक नशा चढ़ता है. Because we get appreciation, respect. We start taking it too seriously. And then again we get kicked and then we become humble. So our Adi Lila is humility, Madhya Lila is pride, Antya Lila again humble. But Kaviraj Goswami always humble. You know, one devotee was saying, he's a doctor in Yugavatar Prabhu. He's very funny. Very, very deep devotee. You know him, na? Very well. So Yugavatar Prabhu was saying that in his hospital where he is working, when they call the hospital, during those days there was a manual reception. So he says, when the reception would pick up the phone, by her voice we would know whether she is a new receptionist or little older receptionist or very old receptionist. Because if she was very new, she would pick up the phone and she would say, "Good morning, welcome to JJ Hospital, how can I serve you?" So when we would hear that, we would know, she is new. And sometimes we would call, and if the person who picks up the phone says, "You have JJ Hospital," then we know, acha, ye thoda this person has been around for some time, so now she is not taking the person who is calling very seriously. And sometimes when we call, and from the other end when we hear a voice, we know that this person is very, very senior. Why? Sometimes we call and the receptionist on the other end says, "Kya hai?" What do you want? So we know, oh, okay. This person is very, very senior. So he says, when we are new, we are like, "Hare Krishna Prabhu, how can I serve you?" Prabhu. That's why, I really get impressed and very touched when I see very senior devotees, after so many years also, they have the same mood of service, love. They're not forgotten their small position. It's very, very amazing. And Kaviraj Goswami is setting that standard. So if you see the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami consistently is telling us to read Vrindavandas Thakur's book. This is amazing, no? Have you ever seen a book like this in this world? Where the author is constantly telling his readers, go and read that book. You tell me, have you seen any book like this? Is there anyone in this world who will write a book like that? They'll always indirectly or directly say, "Oh, my book is better or special. I've added something which nobody has explained so far." I mean, that's the whole idea, right? But this is the next level. Now, okay, this is Adi Lila, Madhya Lila. Now the Chaitanya Charitamrita goes on and on and on. And now the Antya Lila, now Chaitanya Charitamrita is coming to an end. So what happens? As you come to an end, you are like, wow, what pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and what glorification. Kaviraj Goswami is too good. And you may end up saying, wow, after reading whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, you may say Chaitanya Charitamrita is ecstatic. Kaviraj Goswami is too good. And you may forget what he is telling us, he has told us in the beginning. So therefore, so that we don't forget, as Chaitanya Charitamrita is coming to an end, he writes a series of verses with incredible analogies. So that, analogies are very hard hitting. So he gives amazing similes and poetic analogies so that it hits us hard and we don't forget the goal. What is the goal? What is his agenda? What is Kaviraj Goswami's agenda? That we go and read. We read his book so that we go and read. See, this is a Vaishnava. He always likes to glorify. See, he never wants to be. I was talking to Keshav Maharaj. You've seen Keshav Maharaj was here, right? Very, very dear friend. So he has written 2 books. Bhagavad Gita summary and Bhagavatam summary. Such 2 good books. Excellent books. So when I was appreciating, every moment he's talking, he's very clear. I've written this Gita summary so that people are happy and they go and read Bhagavad Gita as it is of Prabhupada. That Bhagavatam summary is so too good. When I tell him this is excellent, he says, yes, I hope people will read this and then go and read Bhagavatam. So devotee never wants to have all the glorification for himself. When we do Kirtan, for example, a Mridanga player, okay, in the Kirtan, Sankirtan, who is the hero? Singer is not the hero. Mridanga player is not the hero. The holy name is the hero. In the Kirtan, the holy name is the hero. Everybody is assisting the holy name. And sometimes the Mridanga player may, take the prominence. Mridanga player's role is the most important. He has to play in such a way that the holy name is shining forth. The expert Mridanga is when Mridanga is making everyone dance, but nobody notices Mridanga. Not that you play some fancy beats. You have to play fancy beats. The whole idea is the holy name is glorified. People dance in the holy. That's the mood of, all the Vaishnavas. Whether it is Keshav Maharaj or Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj or Kaviraj Goswami, everybody wants to glorify other previous acharyas, previous authors, previous devotees. That's when the community becomes spiritual world. And everybody is thinking of others. I remember when I joined the Brahmachari ashram, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, asked a question in the ashram and it shook me completely. We were around 45 brahmacharis. He said, if all of you are focusing on taking care of yourself only, I will take care of myself. How many people are taking care of you? One person. I am taking care of myself. You are taking care of yourself. Everybody is taking care of themselves only. So how many people are taking care of you? One. Then Maharaj said, if each one of you here is only thinking of the others in the ashram and wanting to take care of others, then how many people are taking care of you? 44. So we are always focused on ourselves. In a community, when everybody is moving away from the self, then it becomes a beautiful spiritual world. So Kaviraj Goswami is not thinking about himself. Even when he's thinking about himself, it's like, okay, it's not important. So now that Adi Leela is over, Madhya Leela is over, now the Chaitanya Charitamrita is coming to an end. He is worried that we may get impressed by him only so much, his Chaitanya Charitamrita so much that we may forget Vrindavan Das Thakur. So look at how he ends Chaitanya Charitamrita. Look at the next level of poetry and analogies he gives. He says, because after hearing all of this, you may wonder, okay, you are telling us to read Vrindavan Das Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavat, but you yourself have written such a great book. So why have you written this book if everybody has to read that book? Why have you written so much about Chaitanya Charitamrita? See, if I give a class, go and hear that class. Then say, why are you giving class then? Why are you glorifying the Lord? So he clarifies why he has written Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, Jiva Kshudra Buddhi Kon Tapare Varnite Tara Eka Kana Sparshi Apana Shodite. He says, Jiva, living entity, has no intelligence. Jiva Kshudra Buddhi Kon Tapare Varnite. What? We can glorify the Lord. But I am glorifying. Why? Because Eka Kana Sparshi, I am just touching one small grain of Lord Chaitanya's glories. I am glorifying so that Apana Shodite, so that I get purified. So I am glorifying the Lord for my purification. Not to supersede somebody else. Not to show that I am better than others. But I want to clarify. Real glorification. Vrindavana dasa pratama ye lila varnila esava lilara ami sutra matra kaila. Vrindavan Das Thakur is the first person to glorify Lord Chaitanya, and as regards what I have glorified, I have sutra matra kaila. I have just glorified briefly. Very briefly, I wrote something, I scribbled something in this book, but you should go and read that book. And if you are thinking, because you may, after reading all this, you may say, oh, Kaviraj Goswami Prabhuji, why are you saying like this? You are so humble. You have written such nice poetry. You may glorify like that. Generally, when a person is humble, we glorify them more. Hare, Prabhuji is so humble. Sometimes we can become proud of our humility also. I am the most humble. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We may externally say I am fallen, but inside we are thinking, I am so humble. See, he is not saying he is fallen. I am saying I am fallen. Our one of the American founding fathers was Benjamin Franklin. So he had made a sadhana card when he was a young teenager. He said, whole life I want to develop some 13 qualities. Humility, determination, kindness, like that. He made a track. He kept track of these qualities. Is he developing those qualities? Every day I have to work on those qualities. So every night before sleeping, you tick those boxes. Did I do something on it? So he lived a long life. For the next 65, 70 years, every day he kept track. So when he was dying, his friend came and said, you have kept track of all your wonderful qualities. Did you develop all those qualities that you wanted to develop? So Benjamin Franklin said, actually all I developed, but one quality I could not develop. He says, which one? Humility. He says, why? He says, because other qualities I could track and I could develop, but humility, just when I thought I developed it, I realized I'm becoming proud. Humility is so abstract. Humility is something which you work upon, but you can't say I've become humble. You can't say, of all the good qualities I have, humility is my best quality. Or I'm the most humble man in the town of Chandler in Phoenix. I'm the most humble person. There was one man who was given an award by the city council for being the most humble man. You got a badge. And the government and the city council withdrew that award because he put that badge and was going around everywhere. I'm the most humble man. So once one of our ISKCON sannyasis in the Bhagavatam class in our temple, he said, somebody asked about humility. He said, humility is like underwear. He said, you have to wear it, but you can't go around showing it to everybody. just because you have humility, you can't go around telling everyone that, we also think humility means, sometimes, we consider humility to be equated with the look in the eyes. Somebody is looking like this, we think he's very humble. Or the body posture, it has to be like this. Or voice, Hare Krishna Prabhu. We think that is humility. If somebody is snapping his fingers, walking around, we think he's proud. We go by lot of externals. We don't see surrender, the mood, the heart. Humility is more deeper. I knew one person when I was a temple commander, service in charge. There was one devotee who had joined. He was very humble. You would think he's very humble. He's always like this. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Look in the eyes, the tone in the voice, the body posture, everything was perfectly matching humility. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hari Bol Prabhu. I was very happy. I thought, chalo, but when I would give him any service, he would not do any seva. Not one, and any service I would say, Prabhu, you have to do this seva. No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So is that humility? Nothing he would do. One day I told him, okay, you stand here for 10 minutes, just give Charanamrit. No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. He would not offend anyone. But he would not do any seva. And he was very humble. So what is humility? Anyway. So Kaviraj Goswami, his humility is not like that. He is genuinely glorifying others. He is genuinely glorifying other Vaishnavas. And as regards his book, and when we may say that Prabhu, Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu, you are so humble. You have written such intelligent verses because, actually if you see Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is very sweet, pastimes only. But Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a lot of philosophy also. Chaitanya Charitamrita is like class. It's like a class book. Anybody would know that Chaitanya Charitamrita is like very authentic, shastric. No way inferior. But what he says, it's very interesting what he is now comparing his work with Vrindavan Das Thakur, because we all will compare eventually. Because he's glorified Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much, and during the end of the book, we may compare. So that we don't get trapped in that comparison, he clarifies and he contrasts his book with Vrindavan Das Thakur's book. This is very, very interesting. Please listen attentively. This is amazing. He says, Prabhura Gambhira Leela Na Pari Bujite. Mahaprabhu's pastimes are very deep. I can't understand. He's written so much. He says, I can't understand Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Prabhura Gambhira Leela Na Pari Bujite. Buddhi Pravesha Nahi Tate. Na Pare Varnite. It doesn't enter my intelligence. How can I speak about it? There are some people who think and then they speak. Right? Many people do that. But do you know some people who speak and then they think? There are some people like that also, right? पहले बोलने का बाद में सोचने का क्या बोला? So he is saying, I don't know. I can't understand anything. What I will speak? I don't know. So how can somebody glorify Lord Chaitanya? You tell me. Okay, if you want to understand Krishna, we say you can understand Krishna if Radharani's mercy is there. Krishna taba punya habe bhai. Ye punya koribe jabe. Radha Rani kushi habe. When Radha Rani is happy, then you will understand Krishna. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu you will understand when? By whose mercy? Nityanand Prabhu. If Nityanand Prabhu is merciful, you will understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is saying, see, I can't understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My intelligence doesn't enter, it doesn't enter. And what I will speak. But Nityanand Prabhu's mercy is great. If by Nityanand Prabhu's mercy only you can glorify. And who has got Nityanand Prabhu's mercy? Repeat after me. Nityananda Kripa Patra Vrindavan Das. Chaitanya Leelaya te ho hoye na Adi Vyas. Leelaya te ho hoye na Adi Vyas. Vrindavan Das Thakur has got Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, and therefore he has become the original Vedavyas. And if you read Chaitanya Mangal, you will realize everywhere he has glorified Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangala te ho liki sthane sthane, sei vachana shuno sei parama pramane. Listen to Chaitanya Mangal, that is the most authentic scripture. Actually, Kaviraj Goswami's book, when you read, you will realize it is authentic. But for that, we don't forget, he says that book is most authentic. But after hearing all of this, you will still say, Kaviraj Goswami ji, whatever you say, we are convinced. You have written. See, the very fact you can see, these verses are so poetic. See, the more you will glorify Vrindavan Das Thakur, the more you will glorify Kaviraj Goswami only. Right? You will say, the fact that you are so humble and you are glorifying means you are very great. He also knows that we will corner him. He knows that we will prove to him that he is so great. So now he gives an ultimate analogy, because he can't deny the fact that he also loves Lord Chaitanya. See, otherwise who will write like that? So he knows we will corner him. He knows we will glorify him. So now he is cornered. So he gives an amazing analogy to explain his position and Vrindavan Das Thakur's position. You know what analogy he gives? This is very interesting. You can repeat after me. Chaitanya Lilamrita Sindhu Dugdabdi Saman Trishna Rupa Jhari Bhari Teho Kailapan. What he's saying here is Chaitanya Lilamrita. Lord Chaitanya's pastimes is like Chaitanya Lilamrita Sindhu. Sindhu means ocean. What ocean? Dugdabdhi Saman. It is like an ocean of kheer, sweet rice. It's like an ocean of sweet rice. Mahaprabhu's pastimes. And who is Vrindavan Das Thakur? Trishna Rupa. He was very thirsty and desperate for this kheer. So what he did? Jhari Bhari. He took one big glass, big cup. Trishna Rupa Jhari Bhari Teho Kailapan. And he drank. Did you understand? What he has done here? He has declared that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are so beautiful, it is like an ocean. And Vrindavan Das Thakur was very desperate. So he took one big cup and he drank. And he was completely satisfied. So you will say, great. But what about you, Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu? You also glorified. So now he puts himself in the situation. He has to now contrast. So he says, who am I? Again, repeat this verse. Tandrajari Sheshamrita Kichu More Dila Tate Ka Bharila Peta Trishna Mora Gela. He says, he drank. Who drank? Vrindavan Das Thakur drank. So when he was drinking, some drop fell from his mouth of that kheer. Tandrajari Sheshamrita Kichu More Dila. And I took that drop. And I drank that. Tate Ka Bharila Peta. And my stomach got completely satisfied. And my thirst went away. Are you seeing the ways? So what he's basically saying is Vrindavan Das Thakur is the one who has relished Mahaprabhu's pastimes, and whatever little has come from his mouth, I took that, and that was sufficient for me to get drowned. So what a way to glorify. So because he cannot deny that he has also glorified Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he cannot deny that, see, if you say what I've written is useless, that is an aparad. Because he is glorifying Lord Chaitanya. So he's saying, yes, I have glorified, but what is my glorification? I am just taking from him only. This is one analogy. The second analogy is even more sweeter. He says, who am I? Who am I means, who is Kaviraj Goswami? He says, Ami eka kshudra jeev pakshiranga tuni. He says, I am a small bird who has a small beak. Ami eka kshudra jeev pakshiranga tuni. And I am very thirsty. Sei aiche trishnaye piye samudrera pani. There is an ocean of pure water, and I am a very thirsty bird with a small beak. So I come to that ocean and drink the water. How much water can I drink? You are very, very thirsty, and there is an ocean of water. How much water can you drink if you are a small bird with a small throat? Little only. So he says, similarly, Teichayami ekakana chui loli lara e drishtante janiya prabhur lilara vistara. He says, similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime is like an ocean of water, and I have come to take only little from that. You may say, as soon as you hear this first line, you may say, wow, Kaviraj Goswami Prabhuji, what a beautiful analogy you have given. So immediately snaps you. No, this analogy I gave you not to glorify my analogy. This analogy I gave you, ye drishtante janiya prabhur lilara vistar. By hearing this analogy, you should understand that Lord Chaitanya's pastimes is like an ocean. It's not me. It's not about me. It's about Lord Chaitanya. So repeatedly he's telling us readers, don't be in this illusion that I am somebody special. Two people are most special. Who? First, Vrindavan Das Thakur. And second, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But you know what a dilemma devotees have? Everybody knows. You know why Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita? Because devotees ordered him. But something very special happened. Madan Gopal, the Lord came in his dream and ordered him. Right. Now look at this dilemma. Should he tell his readers that Lord came in my dream and ordered me to write? Will any devotee say, yesterday Krishna came in my dream and told me to do this? Have you seen any devotee say like this? Why, even if Krishna orders a devotee, will they say like that? Why they won't say? Humility. But Kaviraj Goswami, Krishna is ordering him. Now, should he tell the readers or not? Look at his dilemma. He says, all of you readers, please listen to me. Actually, I am writing Chaitanya Charitamrita because Shri Madan Gopal More Lekaye Agya Kori. Madan Gopal ordered me to write. But look at my problem. Shri Madan Gopal More Lekaye Agya Kori Kahite na yuai tabhu rahite na pari. I can't tell you this. But I cannot not tell you this also. Do you understand? What is the dilemma here? Why he can't tell the readers and why he should tell the readers? What do you think is the problem here?
So he can justify writing it at the same time, not say that he saw Lord in the dream.
Yeah. Why he wants to tell this to the readers? Because so that he can justify you are saying with writing. But why he doesn't want to tell the readers? He doesn't want to be in the limelight. Yeah, you are right. So, he's saying, now he's revealing the reason why he's in this, why he's miserable. The Lord has ordered him to write, but he's not sure whether he should tell the readers or not tell the readers. Why? Because Na kahile hoye mora kritagnata dosh. If I don't tell that Lord has ordered me, then I'm guilty of ungratefulness. That Lord is so kind to me, He's ordering me and I'm not acknowledging His order. So I'm ungrateful if I don't tell you. But if I tell you, then I'm guilty of what? False pride. That I'm very special. Na kahile hoye mora kritagnata dosh. Damba kari boli shrota na karo rosh. Oh my readers, please don't be angry with me. I'm very sincere. He's telling, please don't be angry with me. I'm telling you that I'm very special, that Lord came in my dream. So look at the sweetness here. He is telling the readers that Lord has ordered him, but he's saying, please don't be angry with me. I'm saying like this. I need your blessings. So immediately he's feeling that, others may think that he's presenting himself as very advanced. So he says, actually all of you readers, in one verse he says, Chota Bada Bhaktagan Sabara Charana Vandan. Any small devotee, big devotee, everybody's blessings I want. Somebody is 75 years old, I want your blessings also. Somebody is small like Abhay, I want Abhay's blessings also. I want everybody's blessings. He says, this is also a very beautiful verse. Repeat after me. Toma sabar charana dhuli karinu vandana tate chaitanya leela hoila ye kichu likhana. He says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of all the devotees, not just now present devotees, but also the devotees who will come in future. He is writing in 16th century, that devotees in 2024 who will be hearing or reading this in Phoenix, I offer my respects to you. Please bless me. Tate Chaitanya Leela Hoila Ye Kuchu Likan. Because of your blessings only I am able to write. This is our acharyas. This is our mood of devotees. They are writing such super excellent literature, but they never think they are advanced. See, I'm very fortunate. I got to see some of these most advanced Vaishnavas in our movement. And they have captured my heart not because of their wisdom. They may have millions of followers. See, I have seen some of the most popular Hare Krishna speakers, like Nitai Sevini Mataji. You know her? Amazing classes she gives. So I had the fortune of meeting her in Mayapur. So humble, never take any credit for any of the classes she gives. Amog Leela Prabhu. All of you know Amog Leela Prabhu. Children love his classes. And he is so good, not only amongst devotees, the non-devotee population in North India, Hindi speaking, they love him. And every time the way, he had come from Delhi, just came for one day, he had a lot of meetings and he was rushing, but he came to know that our devotees, senior devotees are there in a meeting in Pune. He was in Pune. He waited for 3 hours just to take darshan of these devotees. And these senior devotees have no social media presence. Nobody knows them. But he's waiting for them. Then he paid full obeisances to them, took their blessings, and then he went. And I was like, he doesn't have to. So he knows all these people who are fans following him, they are not the ones. He wants blessings of devotees to serve. Amarendra Prabhu comes here. He is a next level devotee. So grounded. Recently I had the fortune of taking lunch with his parents and his brother. He is in Atlanta, but his parents were in Seattle. We spent 3 hours and I realized, wow, after talking to his parents, I realized good fruits come from good trees. They are so good. And then I could see so grounded Amarendra Prabhu and his brother. They don't take any of this fan following and seriously. For them, they want blessings of devotees. Keshav Maharaj, all these devotees, See, we are in a world of social media now. We want followers, we want fame. And there's nowadays the biggest anxiety people have is, I got only so many views in my social media post. You got so many views. How do I increase my followers? This fame, see, fame is not bad. Please don't get me wrong. The desire for fame is bad. Fame is karma. You get or you don't get. One of our brahmacharis, Gauranga Priya Prabhu, he went to Vrindavan, a remote place in Vrindavan, Kamyavan, and he was chanting there. He spends 1 month in a year just doing bhajan. Brahmachari, very nice devotee from Delhi. He was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare. So then Brajvasi young boy came. He sat next to him. So Gauranga Priya Prabhu said, Lala means the way you call a young Brajvasi boy. You are so dear to Krishna and Radharani. You are from Vrindavan, you are Brajvasi. He said, yes Prabhuji, I am Brajvasi. Will you please bless me? If you bless me, then I will also get Krishna's love. For that boy, he must be 8 or 9 years old, 10 years old Brajvasi boy. He looked at Gaurang Priya Prabhu and said, what is your name? He said, I am Gaurang Priya Das. So you want my blessings? He said, yes, please bless me. Okay, Gaurang Priya Prabhuji, give me a few minutes. And then he disappeared. So then Prabhuji kept chanting. He thought the boy has gone away to play. After 5 minutes, the boy came back. And then he is telling, Gaurang Priya Prabhuji, I will give you blessings. One condition. Then the boy put his hand in his pocket. He took out his smartphone. Because what that boy did, he went to his room, got his smartphone, he checked Gaurang Priya Das on Instagram, Facebook, and he saw who is Gaurang Priya Das. And then he's telling him, I'll bless you. You please bless me that I get more followers. I will bless you that you get Krishna. So Prabhuji was saying, I came all the way to Vrindavan to run away from social media. So this is now all pervading. See, we may have to be on social media for service. But look at our acharyas. Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Loknath Goswami were approached by Kaviraj Goswami for blessings before he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. And they told him, we will give you blessings only on one condition. You should not mention our name in the book. So Kaviraj Goswami did not mention Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Loknath Goswami's name in his book. And then Narari Chakravarti later on, he glorified, and then the world came to know about the glories of Loknath Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So our acharyas have set this precedent that Krishna is wonderful. Our Jananivas Prabhu was once saying, humility means to tell Krishna, Krishna, I was nobody, I am nobody, I will be nobody. and you are everything. Krishna is everything, and Krishna's devotees are our biggest asset. So if we are in this mood, then we will also experience the joy of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Any comments or questions regarding today's class? Yes, Sri Govind Prabhu, and then you. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for this very nice class. So, there is another book by Lochan Das Thakur that is also known as Chaitanya Mangal, if I'm not mistaken. Can you please clarify?
Yeah, so Vrindavan Das Thakur's book was known as Chaitanya Mangal. So then, Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when he is referring to Vrindavan Das Thakur's book, he is calling it as Chaitanya Mangal, because that is the original book. And then Kaviraj Goswami wrote. After a few years of Chaitanya Charitamrita was written, then Lochan Das Thakur also wrote Glorification of Lord Chaitanya. And he also called his book as Chaitanya Mangal. So the Vaishnavas thought, oh, there is two Chaitanya Mangal. So it will create confusion. So they said, anyway, Vrindavan Das Thakur is the original glorification of. So he is the original. And Kaviraj Goswami has already declared that he is Vedavyas. So let us call Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Mangal as Chaitanya Bhagavat. Because it is Bhagavat. Do you understand? So that's how Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Mangal became Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Lochan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Mangal remained Chaitanya Mangal. So when Kaviraj Goswami says Chaitanya Mangal, he is not referring to Lochan Das Thakur's. Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Mangal, which we now today know as Chaitanya Bhagavat. Okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, I have heard this often in the
Yeah, we hear this often in the devotee community that, Bhagavad Gita is kind of first level, then you go to Srimad Bhagavatam, and then finally you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is personal question. So my dilemma is, I'm still trying to study Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but even though I have Chaitanya Charitamrita, I have not opened it, remembering those instructions that, hey, first you have to read this, but I see so much time passing by. So what is your guidance on this matter? Can we start reading that even though we are not very well versed in other?
Yeah, see, ultimately in bhakti, it is about your heart. Where do you find emotional connection with Krishna? That is the most important. That is the most important. Bhagavad Gita first, Bhagavatam second, Chaitanya. See, they say Bhagavad Gita is graduation, Bhagavatam is post-graduation, Chaitanya Charitamrita is doctorate, PhD. So we start with Bhagavad Gita and we fall sleepy, we are struggling. But we hear Chaitanya Charitamrita, we enjoy it, we relish it, but we say we don't read it. We are foolish. We deprive ourselves of the real enjoyment. If you have taste for Chaitanya Charitamrita, you are liking it, you are relishing it, then you are not committing an offense. Is it an offense to be happy in bhakti? Is it an offense to love and relish Lord's pastimes? Mahaprabhu has come for Kali Yuga, people. I know one boy is very, very humble, extremely humble, and you will never see that he is advanced. He is 23, 24-year-old, always comes to temple. One day I just took him aside. I said, how did you come to bhakti? What book you read or who preached to you? He said, I was going in the street, there was a bookstall in the street, and he purchased one book. When he read that book, he said, 3-4 days I was only crying and I wanted to follow this bhakti path. I said, what book was that? He said, that was Bhakti Ratnakar by Narahari Chakravarti. It is like higher than Chaitanya Charitamrita also. He just took that book on the street and he read it and he started crying, seeing that how Vaishnavas love each other, how they serve each other selflessly. And he said, where are these people? I want to associate with them. Then he went on internet, he searched, who is Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who is Narahari Chakravarti. Then he came to know Gaudiya Vaishnav. Then he came to know Gaudiya Math, ISKCON, like that. Then he came to ISKCON temple. Then he asked them, I asked some devotees, they said, yes, this is bona fide. Then he started chanting Hare Krishna. Now he's 16-rounder, initiated devotee. He's like any of the other devotees here. But he doesn't read Gita, Bhagavad so much. He attends Gita class, Bhagavatam class, he knows Bhagavad Gita. But whenever he gets free time, he catches Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. See, a materialistic person, give a very crude example. A materialistic person, he works hard, right? Day and night, money, so many things he does. So that he knows when he does all this, his carrot dangling in front of him is that few moments that he will get in the end to enjoy with either his beloved or in a space of gratification which he likes the most. That hankering, that enticing carrot which is dangling in front of him motivates him to work hard like a donkey. So devotees go through struggle, seva, all of that, so that we can, whenever we get time, we can be with that aspect of Krishna where we can connect the most. Some people immediately pick up the bead bag whenever they get free time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Some people do deity worship. Some people sing bhajans. I have a friend, brahmachari in our temple. He takes 1 volume of Chaitanya Charitamrita, so big book. He always carries it with him wherever he goes. And he knows Chaitanya Charitamrita from beginning to end. Even if he gives a Janmashtami class, he will speak from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he will speak on Krishna only, but from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Well, so that is where he meets Krishna. See, what is important is to be with Krishna. Where you meet Krishna is a detail. Like, lover and beloved. One lover and beloved, they meet in a park. Another couple, they meet in shopping mall. They feel connected. Another couple, they meet in, library, college library, or wherever. The place is not important. Where you can connect best. So you are meeting Krishna in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I may meet Krishna in deity worship. Where you connect the best. Because Rupa Goswami said, Yena kena prakarena manha Krishna niveshayet. Somehow or other, fix your mind on Krishna. So don't be disturbed by this Gita, Bhagavat, gradation. That is for those who are confused or those who are not sure. But if you are feeling attraction to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is the goal, Prabhu. You are a fortunate recipient of the Lord's mercy. Don't give up. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. One clarification. You talked about dream and humility, connecting it together, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami not disclosing his dream. But he is disclosing Mahaprabhu's dream. Now, how did that come about? Mahaprabhu, in Antya Leela, 14th chapter, he was dreaming of Rasa Leela, and he was woken up by Govinda, and he becomes very disappointed. So, but he doesn't mention that Mahaprabhu tells him or anything. So how did that come about? And how does that relate to humility about Mahaprabhu?
See, this is, Rupa Goswami also experiences this. See, they are very, very specially empowered devotees. Not only Kaviraj Goswami, it was revealed to Kaviraj Goswami. Please know that Kaviraj Goswami is not speculating. He is heard every day for 3 hours from Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami heard from Swarup Damodar and Govinda. And who was Govinda? Servant. And who is Swarup Damodar? Secretary. So that's where he got. See this, and still, even if he hadn't heard from them, he is so specially qualified. Nityanand Prabhu ordered him to come to Vrindavan. He is not like you and me. So he can know what is the Lord thinking. See, our problem is, see the difference between, Rupa Goswami also knew what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is thinking, right? In the Rath Yatra, Mahaprabhu was singing and he sang one mundane song. And people are thinking, what is this song? But Rupa Goswami understood what is Mahaprabhu singing, and he wrote a commentary to that verse. See, Rupa Goswami, Kaviraj Goswami, they know what is there in the Lord's mind. Our problem is we don't even know what's in our mind. So, but Kaviraj Goswami would hear from Swarup Damodar. And that's how he knows. That's the last chapter of Antya Leela, what you're talking about. 14th. Yeah, 14th chapter also, and also in the last 2 chapters, he reveals. So, Kaviraj Goswami tells us, Ek din Mahaprabhu Korya chen shayan, Krishna Rasa Leela kore dekila sapan. Mahaprabhu is sleeping at night. Ek din Mahaprabhu Korya chen shayan. And what is Mahaprabhu dreaming? As you said, Krishna Rasa Leela kore dekhila swapan. So, Kaviraj Goswami is telling us what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dreaming. and in that dream, Mahaprabhu told this to Govinda. And even if Mahaprabhu has not told, Kaviraj Goswami is very special. He can know what is the Lord because Lord has empowered him. And then he says, what was in that Raskrida? What was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing? Tribanga Sundara Deha Murali Vadan Pitambara Van Mala Madana Mohan. He says, Mahaprabhu is saying, Tribanga Sundara Deha Murali Vadan Pitambar, yellow garments, Vanmala, and Madan Mohan is so beautiful. So like that. So, and he explains this graphically, and then he reveals how Mahaprabhu is running to Jagannath, is woken up by Govinda because Mahaprabhu got late, he didn't get up on time. See, sometimes we don't get up in time for Mangalarti. We don't get up because we are also dreaming. But our dreams are different. Mahaprabhu's dream is, he got late because he's dreaming about Krishna. So when Govinda wakes him up, he runs to the temple. So he's in great ecstasy. So all that he describes. So yeah, that is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yes.
Can I ask?
We'll take her question. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Earlier you mentioned that Rupa Goswami told him not to mention him. So, like, did he mean in any of the pastimes or at all in the book?
See, what happens, devotees, they like to glorify each other. So, not Rupa Goswami, it was Loknath Goswami and Gopal Bhatta Goswami. They thought he will glorify us. Kaviraj Goswami. They didn't want glorification, they didn't want honor and respect. So they said, don't mention our name. That's all. There's nothing more to it than that. They didn't want to be like, they didn't want to come in the limelight. They wanted to quietly do their bhajan and seva. They were not hankering for.
Alright, thank you.
But still, look at the amazing thing. Loknath Goswami, he wanted to avoid name and fame. But today what is happening in ISKCON, every ISKCON temple, Guru Puja, Loknath Goswami is glorified. Every morning, what is that line we sing in that Guru Puja? Lokenath Lokera Jivana. So Loknath Goswami wanted to avoid fame. He didn't want any name and fame. But today, if Krishna wants to glorify, so what happened? Our Madhavendra Puri, Krishna came in his dream and told him to get chandan, sandalwood. So where he went to Remuna, Gopinath stole kheer, sweet rice for him. And it became big news. So Madhavendra Puri thought, if I stay in Remuna, I will become very famous. Because people will say, oh, I am very special. For me, the Lord stole sweet rice. So let me run away from this place. So he went to Jagannath Puri because he didn't want to be glorified there. But his name and fame reached Jagannath Puri before he reached there. And this was the days when there was no social media. Pratishtara Bhaye Puri Gela Palana. Palana means ran away. Out of fear of becoming famous, he ran away to Puri. But what happened? Pratishtara Bhaye Puri Gela Palana. Krishna Prema Pratishtha Chale Sange Gadana. But when you have Krishna Prema, and if Krishna decides, his fame reached before he reached there. So it's amazing how if Krishna wants to make someone famous, and then Madhavendra Puri said, okay, this is Krishna's arrangement. So then he did not run away from fame. He used that fame to serve Krishna. So some devotees I know, my very close friends, they are very famous, but very humble. So I gave examples of Amog Lila Prabhu. Who else I gave? Amarendra Prabhu, Nitai Sevanimash, Keshav Maharaj, and Gaur Gopal Prabhu, for example. I am his neighbor. And he is so famous. Some of the biggest film stars and sports people, they all like. And when I hear, I felt, wow, they are chanting Hare Krishna. They love Krishna. Okay, wow. But what does Gaur Gopal Prabhu do? Anybody who gives Bhagavatam class in temple, new devotees also, sometimes they give. He will hear their class. Not only here, he will tell what are the good points he liked in the class. He is such a big man himself, but he will hear everybody's class. That day Keshav Maharaj was giving Bhagavatam class in our temple. So I was sitting in the front and hearing. And I turned right, and whom did I see? My Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj. Right from Radha Madhav that Keshav Maharaj started the class, till the end of the class. He is sitting and hearing. The whole class. Now, Keshav Maharaj is 43 years old. His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj is 75 years old. Very senior. But there is no junior senior. When Krishna is being glorified, anybody glorifies. And we hear, because we want Krishna to be famous. So that's a mood in which all these Vaishnavas, they wanted to avoid being honored, They They didn't want name, fame, glorification for them because it's an intoxicant. When we get a lot of appreciation, we start taking it seriously. I'll tell you my own example. All of you have somebody in your life who you are like, at least one or two people we have in our life whom we don't like. I mean, let us be honest. Like, in the sense, you may have forgiven them, you may have forgotten the incident, but sometimes you get upset when you think of them. At least I have got 2 people in my life, 3 people in my life, who made serious judgments about me, accusations against my character. I was very disturbed by their... So I've forgiven them, I've forgotten them. Life is going on. But sometimes, suddenly I remember them and I get a lot of anger. And then I have to take a deep breath, I have to pray to Krishna, and then I come back on track. And one day, because I write journals every morning, I got an amazing realization. You know what I realized? I was shaken completely. I realized there was a pattern. There was a certain time in my life, suddenly I remember these people and get angry like waves it comes. And then again things become normal. Again after a few days I remember them with anger. And the pattern was, I realized why I get angry, when I get angry with them. When it was happening? When I got lot of love and respect. Let's say I got lot of love and respect yesterday. And then today morning, suddenly I would get angry with those 3 people. You know why? You know what is happening in the subconscious level? The mind is telling me, see, so many people gave you respect, so many people gave you love, you are so deserving, and look at those 3 rascals. They can't recognize your glory. Mind becomes greedy. When you get fame, name, you want more. Nothing satisfies you. Even if you get a lot of love, you want more. And when I realized that, I said, my God, this is so dangerous. I knew theoretically that name and fame is intoxicating and all that, but that day I got real realization of that. So, happiness, when we get happiness from name and fame, happiness is actually very bad. Because happiness makes you greedy. When you are happy, you want more happiness. And when you become greedy for more happiness, you become entitled. And when there is entitlement, you become ungrateful. And when you are ungrateful, you become miserable. Do you understand the cycle? See, Bhagavad Gita says, happiness leads to misery. Bhagavad Gita says, happiness leads to misery. Now let us decode this. How does happiness lead to misery? Gita says happiness leads to misery. In reality, how does that happen? Happiness leads to greed. Greed leads to entitlement. I deserve this. Entitlement leads to ungratefulness. And ungratefulness leads to misery. Therefore, more than happiness, we should be looking for being grateful. Gratitude. Happy people are happy people grateful? Not sure. Not necessary. Happy people may or may not be grateful, but grateful people are happy. So let us not focus on being happy, getting name, fame from this world. It is ephemeral. People who glorify you, tomorrow they'll pull you down also. All your fans, followers. Last year India played World Cup final. Whole India was watching. And India lost. And people were devastated in Ahmedabad, in India. As India began to lose, who do you think would be most sad when India lost the finals? The fans and the masses or the players? Why? Because they are more desperate to win. So players were most shattered, but there was nobody to console them except their family. The so-called fans who worshipped them, they were the first ones to run away from the stadium. So when they were crying after losing that finals, their family was there to cheer them. So we want name, fame from this world. You will get that worship. If India had won that World Cup final, Rohit Sharma would be made God. Mohammad Shami's Dargah would have been made in Bombay. They would have become superheroes. When they lost, they were deserted to cry alone. So this fan moment, fan worship, we want, it only intoxicates us. It takes us far away from Krishna. It is nothing compared to the joy we experience in being with Krishna. Is that okay? I don't know. You asked a question, I went on another track. But did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, so we'll stop here, Prabhu. It's 8:30, 8:25. I want to thank all of you for attending today's class on Gaur Leela. Thank you very much, Prabhus. Thank you, Prabhu, for hosting the program. Hare Krishna. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Its grace Vraja Bihari Das ki.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for yesterday, last today, wonderful sessions, and today's Gaur Leela. While you were speaking, I was enjoying so much. I was thinking, I wish if you have Gaur Leela narration from very first chapter, first verse to the last chapter, last verse like this, and we just keep hearing and hearing and hearing. Maybe 1,000 lectures on Chaitanya Charitamrita.
There are lectures. Our Gaur Krishna Maharaj has given.
Yes.
Radha Govind Maharaj disciple. My God, pure nectar.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji, for inspiring and making us more hungry and thirsty to hear more Chaitanya Leela. It was so nourishing, relishing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Please pray for me. It's very easy to speak all this, but very difficult to follow.
Thank you, Prabhu. And thank you, Raskrida Prabhuji, for having this wonderful program. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And Anand Mataji. And thank you, everyone, for coming today evening. And all Matajis, all devotees for bringing Prasad. And tomorrow is last class we have in the temple. Prabhuji will be leaving on Monday morning. So please do not miss. Tomorrow evening, I forget the topic. Shravanam. Yeah. So tomorrow evening, 5:30 in the temple. Thank you so much. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you for ISKCON Phoenix and congregation coming and helping us. I think, and Ishwara Gauranga Prabhu and Srijim Priya Mataji for hosting, ISKCON Phoenix for inviting, and I think Premadatri Mataji not here and Shamoni Mataji could not attend. I think on behalf of them, I would like to thank you, and we always love your classes, and at least we have to pray for Krishna Kaviraj Goswami. At least we get some taste of humble and we follow humility. And please keep coming, and we like to see you again, Mara.
Thank you.
Yes, so all thank to temple management. They make great effort. We have to, it's because of GBC, they have made a lot of formal process. We have to write documents and sign documents, submit and all. It takes so much of effort and time, but temple management, they are always ready to do. And we have so frequent visitors. So for every visitor, they have to follow all that process. So thank you. Yes, Premdatta Mataji is not here, but to her and Shama Mani Mataji, thank you. Them for taking all that effort and inviting all the devotees. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Govinde, Nama Brahmani Vaishnave, Nama Brahmani Vaishnave. Shilpa Punyavatam Rajan, Shilpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishwasena iva jayate, Vishwasena iva jayate. Sharirad Vaida Jal, Sharirad Vaida Jadin dihata hai kal, Jadin dihata hai. Jive pehle visesagre, Jive pehle visesagre, Tar madhya jiva atita. Lobh maya sudramati, Lobh maya. Take jita katina samsare, Take jita katina. Krishna bada dayamay, Krishna bada dayamay, Kari bare jiva jay, Kari bare jiva. Swapasadana dilo bhai, Swapasadana dilo. Sahi anamrit pao, Sahi anamrit pao, Shri Radha Krishna gun gao, Preme dako Shri Chaitanya Nitai, Preme dako Jai Nimai, Jai Nitai, Jai Nimai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Advaita Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda, Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Shri Shri Bhagavad Prasadam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,